Welcome, everyone, to Neural Network News. Today is February 15th, 2024. I'm John.
And this is Ignat. This week, and specifically today, February 15, 2024, we have several huge developments in the AI space that we're super excited to cover with you guys.
Yeah, OpenAI just released Sora, a text-to-video model that blew the entire AI video competition out of the water. You will not believe your eyes on these.
And today, Google announced also their very powerful Gemini Pro 1.5 AI model. This model introduces a new breakthrough experimental feature in long context understanding. And we're going to go over all the details what that means, long context, and we'll give all those details to you guys. So it's a large-scale foundation model, and it's using very minimal computational power to do so.
It's a big step for them. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman was interviewed at the World Government Summit and talked about everything from AGI to ChatGPT-5 and the economic impacts of superintelligence. What are his predictions?
And another Sam Altman note for this week, he's seeking as much as $7 trillion for the new AI chip project. So we'll get into details on that.
And ChatGPT memory mode is taking personalization to a new level. We'll talk about what you need to know and can you delete items from GPT's memory?
It's a good question. We'll try to answer it. So another thing is AI agents are coming from ChatGPT's NVIDIA's new AI agent. They'll change how we interact with the AI through Foundation Agent. Virtual AI is connecting, basically virtual AI is connecting to the physical world.
Is this our Terminator moment? Bum, bum, bum.
I hope not. All right. So let's get into our customary beer drinking.
Yeah. What'd you bring today?
Today we are drinking San Clemente's own Lost Winds Brewing Company. Today we're drinking their Otra Lager, which is Mexican-style cerveza.
It's a 4.9%.
It's a 4.9%. It's a crisp, refreshing Mexican lager brewed with Pilsner malt and maize. You can have one, then you can have an Otra. Let's taste their delicious lager.
Cheers, everyone. Oh, yeah. Mexican lager. Where are my tacos?
So refreshing. This on a hot day.
Yeah, this is perfect for a hot day. We are going to head into our headlines this week, starting off with Sora. So this was breaking news for us. We found out about it not more than...
within hours.
Yeah. And everybody in the entire Twitterverse, I'm going to call the Xverse now.
Xverse, Twitterverse, in our case, AI-verse.
AI-verse, yes. Everybody from the AI-verse was basically talking about it, and it was just blowing everybody's mind.
The realism on this thing is just amazing. We haven't seen anything like this.
I'm about to blow your mind. You have to check this out.
To video algorithm that completely blows all competition out of the water.
So it creates realistic and imaginative scenes from basically text. So you can type out, and one of the videos that we're going to reference here is a video of old Western California gold rush. And it looks like some drone footage that's going through this California town that is just looks incredible.
200 some years back. I've seen it. Yes, I've seen the video.
Okay.
It's extremely high quality, as if it was, like you said, drone video, but it was all compiled by the AI. And there's thousands and thousands and thousands of examples that are out there right now. Did you see Sam Altman posted, "Hey guys, give us your text prompts and we'll create videos on it." I didn't get a chance to see.
I saw some of them come out. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. They are all visually very pleasing. And what makes it different is because a lot of the videos that have been coming out are really 5 seconds, maybe 10 seconds on the longest end. Google released AI video not too long ago. We actually did this on the podcast. And then they just blow it away with doing a minute long while maintaining visual quality and adherence to the user's prompt. Now there were quite a few things. There are some mistakes. It still struggles with a few different items, and a lot of that is contextual things. So it had a video of a bunch of dogs, and the dogs pop out of each other.
They kind of populate out of each other.
Like, okay, all right.
In a very non-natural kind of way.
Yeah. Or if she, I think it was, she was eating a cookie, and she took a bite out of the cookie, and then the cookie did not have a bite out of it. So there's these things that happen in real life, but it just doesn't understand because it's predicting just what it looks like, not what actually happened. So fantastic release by OpenAI. It is becoming available to red teamsters and to really assess critical areas or harms or risk issues that are going on. So right now they're certainly utilizing it, and they're granting access to a number of visual artists, designers, filmmakers to gain feedback, to see where the downfalls, that we're just going to see things that may need to change before it's released to the public. They will get it out to us at some point, if I had to guess, sometime this year, probably earlier this year.
Well, what we know today, and it was released today, it's still, there's still beta testing. Their red teams, what they call them, I'm thinking it's their beta testing people, and a few influencers and AI visual artists and designers, like you mentioned.
Yeah, and people are just saying that Hollywood with this, it's over. It didn't take until the end of 2024 for this video to come out, and we talked about it just recently on our podcast. But Hollywood should be sweating a little bit more today.
Here's my comment on this: is about these imperfections because you're looking at an AI generated video and we're having this conversation. But imagine it's used somewhere in, I don't know, in some kind of business purpose, in a political purpose.
Yeah.
And you're not looking for that little missing. Look at that.
The puppies in the snow were just so good.
Wow. It's hard to believe that this is done by software. From a
golden retrievers, and the prompt here is: a litter of golden retriever puppies playing in the snow. Their heads pop out of the snow, and it is adorable.
The technology is impressive.
There's no doubt about that.
Right now it doesn't have sound, but that's going to be solved quickly. Right now it's 1 minute. That I remember when YouTube videos we were less than 5 minutes or something like that. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it has some problems. This prompt: basketball through a hoop and then explodes. Goes through the hoop and then it explodes, and then it just gets confused. This one was probably the worst. Archaeologists discover a generic plastic chair in the desert, excavating and dusting. It doesn't understand the physics of the object, and so it turns it from, I don't even know, like into
it's hard to describe. It's first it appears out of a plastic here. It appears out of a plastic thing. You just
and then they remove it, and
appears
then
in a kind of magic
chair.
way.
Yeah,
and then it starts floating on its own. Yeah,
like they're carrying it, and then it turns into something like an animal that's like
like some other
alien thing.
Some specific gravity only applies to that specific.
Yeah.
So it's missing those technicalities.
Yeah, it was great, folks, and thank you for joining us on this podcast today. We have some more stuff we're going to cover.
Let's get into Gemini 1.5 Pro model that was announced by Google. So what is it? This is my understanding of it. It's a AI model. It can be trained on a much larger grasp of information.
Yeah.
You can feed it a lot more info at a time, at once, for it to process it. So, for example, you can feed it 3 hours of video at a time to process it or draw some kind of analytical conclusions from.
Right.
It's equates to about 7 million words at a time that you can process. Let's say it's a document. 7 million words at a time. And it can do all this much smaller compute power than the current available models. It does it a lot more efficiently in terms of the space used on server racks. It needs a lot more computational processing power to do this. It's just like Sora. It's just been announced today. It's still not available for wide release. Currently, what's released are like screen recordings of this large well, it's called Gemini 1.5 Pro AI model. And so my conclusion of it is it appears to process extremely large amounts of data very efficiently.
Right. So some of the things online that I saw was they were asking a video, where in this video was somebody pulling out something out of their pocket and what was on that piece of paper?
The model gave us this response, and it gave us this timecode 1201. The model had found the exact moment the piece of paper is removed from the person's pocket, and it extracted text accurately.
So not only is it processing the text, right? You can feed in the video, and like we saw earlier, you can feed audio. So listen to the audio, analyze it, digitize it somehow, right? It'll make probably a version of text of it.
Mm-hmm.
But with video, it's another dimension. So it's analyzing what's written on the video.
Mm-hmm.
Also, with this piece of news, where this is a new term that I'm learning, it's called the tokens of information.
Tokens, yeah.
My understanding of it is it's a very large amount of data at once, and this thing can process millions and millions and millions of what they're referring to as tokens of information.
Counting tokens in your text. English is one word is 1.3 tokens. Spanish, one word is 2 tokens. It is very powerful. It was great of them to release it. The thing about that was it was overshadowed by Sora from OpenAI.
Right. Both Gemini Pro was announced
Hours
today,
within each other.
and Sora was announced today. Sora took the prize of the attention for today. I
Yeah,
think,
it did.
in the AI verse.
This is my image of the day. Sora's got like all the microphones, and then Gemini Pro over here has no microphone.
All right, cool. Where are we going next? AI agents?
Yeah, AI agents are coming. NVIDIA Foundation agents. What the fuck is it?
Here's my understanding of it. It's a computer designed to do a specific task or a group of tasks.
Right.
So go book tickets for me because I'm going on vacation, and
It'll book all
it book the whole itinerary, right?
Mm-hmm.
The airline tickets, let's say the hotel, and it does it for you all automatically.
Yeah.
Or go perform a specific business task. This is what needs to be done, and that's my understanding of what an agent is. It has effect on the real world, right? It has effect. Let's say it has access to your some kind of payment information, right? So you can purchase these items for you. So it's an agent. It's hopefully acting on your behalf.
Yeah, it's a specific tool for a narrow, focused reason.
Task,
Mhm,
right?
task.
You send an agent to perform a specific thing in the real world. Let's say.
Yeah.
Right.
Sam Altman. Another Sam Altman thing that's going on. There's a $7 trillion bet on computer chips. OpenAI need processing power. So he talked a little bit about this at the World Government Summit, and he is saying that the processing power is needed is just insane. And so the AI
But it's insane.
chip,
Why? Because they're trying to work on. You mentioned ChatGPT 5.
yes,
And if we want to get to this AGI, it needs that processing power, and it's currently being limited. I think you mentioned that yesterday there was a OpenAI or ChatGPT.
there was a podcast I was listening to on Wall Street Journal. Specifically, they were talking about it, and the reasoning for AGI or getting to AGI is the processing power needed for those are just exponential, just to get there. And if NVIDIA cannot get the chips out fast enough, and they're progressing faster than the ability for them to produce chips, we're going to run into a bottleneck. And the company is called TSMC. They're the only company that creates pretty much any chips for anything of this level. It is a bottleneck. Only company that creates these specialized chips. If you remove them or have anything of that nature, you need something else out there that's going to be doing this. And in order to get to the spot that we need to and what we want in AGI being a globally utilized system or technology, it doesn't exist from what I'm learning from OpenAI and Sam, how he's explaining it. So it's not scaling right now. And he's like, look, nobody has ever asked for $7 trillion. This is the most obscene amount of money. It's beyond company level requests, and so now we're getting into country sized requests. Funding. Yeah. I mean, you're looking at what, almost 10% global GDP?
Yeah, global GDP. Yeah, global GDP is 85 million. So he's asking for 85 trillion. So he's asking for $7 trillion. Wow. Yeah,
That's the scale of this.
Thank you for helping me realize the scale. How much money he's raising.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is an insane amount of money that he's requesting. And there are some breakdowns of it actually is plausible. Most of it is going to be surrounded by, so you have a lot of different pockets of how it could be funded. A lot of that is, countries funding things, a lot of Middle Eastern companies, Asian companies, or Asian governments, things of that nature. So it can be done. And there's certainly, there's a possibility for it. And if he can create chips, in the next 2 years to accommodate for what's going to
grow. That explanation that we need those chips in order for ChatGPT 5, in order for the AGI to run on, that makes sense. The scale is a little bit... I'm not comfortable with it.
It is scary. This week, so yesterday, ChatGPT was running very slowly, and everybody was complaining that it was running terribly. And so a lot of people were thinking this was because they needed the power to run some new models, which would be ChatGPT 5 or theoretically AGI. So they needed all the bandwidth that they could have, and they were borrowing it from the public sector. And so all ChatGPT was running very, very slowly, or you couldn't use it at all. So that means that they're training something in the background that we're not aware of. That's probably ChatGPT 5. If I have to guess, it's coming. It's coming very quickly. If I had to guess, in the next 2 months.
What did the AI verse, the Twitterverse, say about the decline performance of ChatGPT yesterday? What did you catch?
That
there was just the fact that it was slow and
everybody was complaining. People that were thinking that was because they needed the bandwidth to run something in the background.
Makes sense. Very cool.
All right, so our,
let's talk about Super Bowl ads.
Feature segment. So we talked a little bit about it last week. So the Super Bowl ads, Despicable Me had their AI Super Bowl trailer where it was just terrible AI. It was like the AI videos from earlier this year where things just morph into each other.
They could have just waited 4 more days or something to get the Sora product.
It's the reason why they did it is because it was all the little guys were actually screwing with it. Microsoft Copilot had their trailer release. A lot of people saw it, and Copilot working in some of the Microsoft applications, it's super buggy. It is very buggy. It comes up with it just fails in one thing, or it just does not give you the right information. So you asked a PowerPoint presentation to be made. Keep it modern and tell me about like a bird, about this bird. And so it creates a PowerPoint presentation about a bird. And like a few slides in, it starts giving you like stuff about like a porcupine and an elephant. Like, why are you including this stuff? I did not ask for this. And then like, it's not really a modern design, and it's more like just kind of cheesy. So this is kind of where it's like it needs improvement, and it is kind of buggy.
I want to cover two more things that are kind of got pushed down because of all the cool stuff that came out today with Sora and the Google product, the Gemini Pro. But this came out yesterday. OpenAI posted a tweet or an X. We now have selected and notified 11 winning teams. They will receive grants ranging between 15 to 100K to conduct research on the impacts of agentic AI systems and approaches for making them safe. Thank you for all the teams that applied. That came out of our OpenAI yesterday. So I guess they started this research back on December 14th, and now they're talking about they're awarding some money to teams doing this, specifically the research on the safety aspect. And they're talking about these agent AI systems. These AI systems are going to go out and perform tasks on your behalf.
Yeah, these are great. We also have Neuralink and Apple Vision Pro. Man, they spent a busy week.
Wow, yeah, I completely forgot about the whole. We had this discussion about Neuralink and Apple Vision Pro and how you'd be able to, with the Neuralink, you'll be able to plug into your Xbox and basically play video games without a monitor and without a joystick.
Yeah.
And we were joking. We said, imagine playing GTA 5 with your Neuralink and your Xbox without a visual output and without physical joystick input. Anyways,
that would be nuts, guys.
That's within the realm of what
that is the future. That is the future coming.
All right. I mean, so something that came up I want to talk about a little bit about. So we obviously give this crazy video technology. We have now technology where we talked about another interview, another one of those world forums, where I think it was the newly elected president from Brazil or Argentina.
Oh, yeah. With the translation.
When the translation was simultaneously done in any language, right? So I sent this to you. This came up on my Facebook feed, and I'll describe it to you guys. It has a Tesla logo, and it has Elon talking in Elon's voice, but in Russian. And in the background is a Tesla logo. It's obviously scam. So they're using Elon's likeness, and they're trying to have you click on some kind of platform to invest money. And the capture says, as if Elon's saying, and as if it was Elon's talking about, hey, you're not going to lose money on our platform, something like that. It was something in Russian. I should probably find a link, but this is the screenshot that I took.
Yeah,
they're using Elon's likeness. They're using his voice in Russian, and Russian is just an example. It could be any number of languages, any other language.
Could be anything.
Non-English. It could be any other non-English language, and they can use, in this case, Elon, but political candidates, some other, let's say, a financial person, well-known financial person, but all of a sudden they're making some kind of scammy video, so that big known influencer, let's call them, is trying to solicit money for some kind of a scam or project. But this is clearly a scam because they're using Tesla logo. I've never heard Elon give a speech like this, and I'm an Elon fan.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So don't forget to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and follow us in social media. We're on X at NNN AI Podcast and Instagram Neural Network News AI. And comment, please like and subscribe. We really appreciate everybody for listening in and watching.
Thank you for watching, guys. Shout out to our sponsor, CozySolutions.com. They provide midterm rental accommodations here in Orange County and in San Diego. And for our listeners, if you type in promo code NNN for Neural Network News, you'll receive $99 off of your booking with CozySolutions.com. Thank you for listening, everybody. John and I will love doing these, so let us know what you think in comments. And thank you for tuning in.
All right. Take care, folks.